Hello, hello. I will wait for the focus. But hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of Unpopular Opinions. This is now the 10th episode. Wow, I cannot believe that we have hit 10 episodes. We've been doing this for 10 weeks, and every week it has just become wilder and wilder. But this is so much fun. I'm so happy that I am doing something so stupid. I really enjoy doing this, and I hope you guys also enjoy these streams. To everybody who is here, welcome. Few quick rules. As always, rule number one is press the like button. Whenever you come, you have to press the like button. If someone new comes, you have to tell them to press the like button. We need to spam the like button because if more people press the like button, then hopefully more people will watch this stream. Number two, I hope you enjoy this new setup. I have decorated it just for you, including a little bit of an ice king. Thank you. Just a little bit of a nod to the theme. And last but not the least, if you guys enjoy anything, you guys know what to do. As you can clearly see in the chat, JMDLR. That's what we say over here. We don't say OP. No, we don't say OP. We say Jai Mata Di, let's rock. That's JMDLR. So if you like anything, please go wild in the chat. I am reading your chats. I am reading your super chats. There will be a point of time during the conversation where it will be too intense. So I won't be able to take your opinions, but I will read them. So chat, chit chat, have fun, be nice. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and every single person who is watching the stream, give a round of applause wherever you guys are. So I want you guys in the chat to just write clap, 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 clap. And to discuss today, I have got two cartoons. I love it. Cartoons. Yes, two special cartoons. Give it up for Kanan Gill and Niveditha Prakasam. Woo! Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
Was that a cue to come in?
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
When exactly.
I was like, is this...
I feel Niveditha's hesitation was for the same reason. You're like, I've got these two comedians, and we're gonna talk for 10 more minutes before they're allowed to come in.
I said, let Karan go first. If there's something wrong, I'll go after. He takes the fall.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that Niveditha and I have the proper backgrounds for calls, which is slightly askew cupboard doors.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you guys are literally in alternate dimensions of each other. Like you're in the white dimension, she's in the brown dimension. Everything is literally the same cupboard length, the same door. If both doors open at the same time during the stream, oh, shit is going to go down there.
We're in South India where we have lofts, unlike in Bombay.
Excuse me.
Fired. Yeah,
excuse me. I don't know if you see that stepping stone, that is my loft. Okay, it's a very high place for me to lounge and just jump up if I want to.
Do you have a wooden floor?
Yeah, you get these tiles, right? Wooden tiles. Fancy. So you get this entire vibe of, oh my god, I have a wooden floor. So yeah.
Cool, man. I didn't know you were wealthy, but all right.
If only, I don't think wooden floors are signs of wealth. Wooden floors are just...
Of course they are.
I'm like,
how will you go on this?
Again, it's a tile. It's not actual wood. It is a tile. So it's an illusion. I'm messing around with you guys. I'm giving you the illusion of wealth. That's how my entire life has been. It's an illusion. But in reality,
you've got a cupboard on the floor. All right.
Yeah.
Now that we have all met the qualifications, we can proceed.
I swear to God, I wish this is going to be really shady, but I should have sat over there because I can see that one door and three cupboards, and we would have completed the cupboard setup for this stream.
He's got lofts in Bombay. That's impressive. I really didn't think I would ever see it.
All the house arrangement decisions so far, these are all made by parents. And for parents, the most important thing is a storage space.
Yeah.
They go into a house and where will we keep our stuff? Minimalism, not a concept. They're like, we have stuff from our ancestors. We will accumulate stuff and pass it on to our children. And so therefore we must have an ever-increasing space for stuff.
And I've never seen just a cupboard and emptiness upstairs because they're like, no. It's about the cupboard. We have to utilize that space as well. Let's pack in as many cupboards in this house as we can to fill it with stuff, as you aptly put it.
Upper cupboards have boxes of electronics that I have already thrown out. But the boxes, they could come and use for something else. Let's hold on to that.
Never throw the boxes.
Never throw boxes. Yeah.
Never throw boxes. Yeah.
Or plastic packets. Or paper packets. Especially
because
from a fancy store.
That's just living in India 101.
Yes.
see, the advantage of that is it's not called storage, it's called smart organizing. Like with all boxes, you will find that one box to roll them all in, which you can put all the other boxes to form this, like this box layered thing that you can feel good about yourself. The same thing with plastic bags. It's all about finding that one giant bag that encapsulates all the tiny ones. I think that's what life
I
is all
asked my
about.
parents, I was like, you should just keep stuff that brings you joy. And they were like, you don't even bring me joy. I was like, fair play. Fair play.
Like that's the thing, right? Like if you see in Marie Kondo, she's always like, whenever you let go of something, you have to say thank you. And like that makes sense, right? That's why my dad's always like, thank you. And I'm like, Dad, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
He's calling Marie Kondo. He's like, he's not getting the hint. What's phase 2?
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on board. I have a quick question before we start. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a cartoon aficionado are you? I'll start with Niveditha.
Not anymore, but when I was a kid, 9 or even more. I was obsessed with cartoons. Yeah.
But like not now.
Okay, when I say kid, I mean like until I was 16 or 17 years old.
Fine, don't shy. Don't be shy.
No, I'm not shy about it. I'm not shy about it. I just thought that everybody else would have misunderstood. And I was trying to clarify that to me, kid means until you're 17 years old. Unlike nowadays, where by the time you're 17, you have some job. Actually, I had a job at 17, but I was. All right, let's move on.
I just kept quiet. I'm like, you know what? Let her. I would love to see where this train of thought continues. I just want to let this train go on.
I have nothing of substance to say. I was obsessed with cartoons until I was 16. That's all I have to say.
What about you, Kanan? Scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, but sorry, Nivedha, you didn't answer the scale.
Yeah. Also, you're out of focus. There, you're back in focus.
Out of what?
You're out of focus.
I'm out of focus?
Yeah, but now you're back in focus.
I don't know what to do about it.
just stay still, hoping focus.
I don't know what I'm... Yeah, you're just going to have to wait till things get better.
So, scale of 1 to 10, wherever you would be 9, right? She said 9.
Yeah,
actually.
I said 9. I said 9. I said the answer first.
Yeah.
Her current display picture is a cartoon. What's he, she from Powerpuff, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Him, yes. What a great...
The best villain.
We'll get into that character.
In my opinion.
We'll get into that character.
In the Powerpuff Girls.
Scale of 1 to 10.
As when I was younger, then full 10. And then as I grew older, then less and less. There is debate, a very important speculation about whether anime will count as cartoons.
True.
Or whether it is elevated to a higher art form. I still watch anime.
It was a big discussion.
I watched one show and it consumed all of my time for 2 days that I watched.
Which one?
I watched this show called Food Wars.
Okay.
And it was, so I've never watched anime. Somebody tried to make me watch Death Note, but I didn't end up watching it. But I was in the mood to watch something about food on Netflix. So I typed in food in the search bar, and the first result that came up was Food Wars. I was like, okay, let's see what this is, because I've seen like little bits of videos on YouTube of anime food, and I enjoy them thoroughly. That's the only thing in anime I like, the way they make food. So I decided I was going to watch this show called Food Wars, and I recommend it. It's so bizarre and not for kids, but so entertaining.
Yeah,
it's so entertaining.
Anime is just, I don't know how to define anime, because a lot of people say watch it, and I've seen my fair share. I've seen, like, I saw a bit of Death Note, I saw One Punch Man, I also saw this thing called Assassination Classroom, and my brother right now has been convincing me to watch this thing called Naruto.
Oh yeah, that's gonna take a few years.
Yeah. And he showed me the scene where there is this, where he does something called sexy jujutsu, and then he is now wearing a bikini, and I'm like, huh? What?
It's a very full universe. You have to go into it with a lot of time. Naruto and like Bleach and One Piece, a lot of episodes if you're interested. So they deliver a lot on that, and they're very self-aware of what filler episodes they're doing. So even the audience are like, yeah, okay, fine. 10 episodes of filler, we'll enjoy this. Or fast forward it. The number one culprit for filler episodes, I feel, was Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
You want to get into this already? Because
if you want to start, why not? This was not even a topic, but let's go. Dragon Ball Z wasted way too much time.
as a kid, Cartoon Network ended Dragon Ball Z at the same episode about 4 times. And each time I watched it till that episode from the starting, thinking like this time they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't be this cruel. But I think they only had license for a certain number of episodes. Somewhere in the Frieza saga, they
God.
stopped every time.
That's torture.
On dial-up internets, my friends and I looked up what is the story of the rest of the episodes, and that was what made us cool in school.
Dude,
We thought,
Dragon Ball Z, I was told, please watch, please watch. I'm like, okay. I realized there are thousands of episodes. I'm like, you know what? I want to commit to this show. First episode, not bad. Second episode, okay, great. Third episode, oh my God, fight. Fourth episode, Fifth episode, Sixth episode, and I'm like, I get it. Just punch each other, then punch eighth. And I'm like, you know what? This is too much time wastage happening.
wait, you tried to get into it as an adult?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Oh, no. That's as a kid, it was wonderful because it's a full world. And there's a lot of stuff that in the translation, because the translation was done primarily for America, they don't say anybody dies. You go to another dimension. Because in the original, they die. You full on die. And then they show the afterlife. And this is like, we're going to send you to another dimension.
Americans and their censorship.
Like,
You're like
don't
a
you
kid cartoon.
float in the cloud heaven? Like there was a cloud heaven where, if I'm not wrong, like where Goku used to jump around in the clouds. That was heaven, right?
Gravity was 100 times that of Earth. So if he trained in that gravity, he would come back to Earth and be extra strong. Yeah, I watched it 4 times, dude. I did. Watch it 4 times.
I'm loving this. The chat is so angry with us. They're like, don't you dare shit on Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like, well, it started. So we're going to go for it.
There's one scene where the Saiyans come for the first time and they reveal that Goku is in fact Kakarot. Big reveal.
I didn't know that.
This can't be spoilers. It's like, I didn't know Simran goes with him in the end. How can you had enough time to watch it? So when they reveal it, so the 2 Saiyans that come, the original meme, his power level is over 9,000, is from there. The Saiyans destroy one building, and in the American dub, they had to add a line. They say, "Oh, lucky there was no one inside that building." Oh man! Otherwise, lots of people would have died. Yeah.
Interesting. I remember watching all this anime when there was a channel called Animax.
Yes, of course.
Every time I put on that channel, it was, I don't know what it is about anime, but very inappropriate. Every time I switch to it. And I mean, I can't watch that type of stuff with my parents around. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to watch this. It was always like some guy looking up some girl's skirt in every anime. That's crazy.
That's not anime, that is hentai, and I have no idea. Are you sure you were watching Animax?
Yeah, that's what used to come up on Animax. And I was like, what are these kids watching? Out on?
You were 30 years old when you were watching this.
On your browser. Don't lie to us.
No, this was Animax.
Awesome shows. They had Grand Musashi show completely about fishing. They had Yamato Takeru, Inuyasha, Ghost at School. Man, I watched a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it. I did watch a lot.
I didn't know you were that much into anime, because now that you bring it up, you're like, you're saying all these stories. I'm getting impressed. Niveditha's like, wow, that's a lot of guys looking up skirts. You know, like that's a lot of shady shit you've seen.
That's how I judged anime back in the day. I thought that's what anime was. I thought that was their style of making shows. I honestly thought that's what it was. So I used to.
Random Musashi again. Sorry, I just went on completely.
What is that? What is that show? Tell me about it.
It's a full show about fishing. But it follows the same tropes and the hero's journey of other thing which is popular, which is you have this guy, a protagonist who's always doing very badly and he has a very bad life until one person discovers that he has an amazing skill, that it can't be possible. Like the legends told of this person, but how can it be? So like that, but with fishing. Okay, so you have really cool fishing rods with special powers, and then there's a fishing competition. You have to catch a legendary fish, which we're not even sure if he exists, and then he has to use special lures, and oh man, it's too cool. I'll go watch it again.
Yeah, I guess
I understand. Anime usually takes this one trope and they go so deep, and the whole show revolves around that one thing. Because Food Wars was like that, right? They just took food, and that's all they would talk about. They wouldn't talk about anything else in the entire show. They brought food from everywhere. I discovered food on that show. I was like, is this a real dish? And I'd look it up and it would be a real dish.
It's worth getting it.
It's
There's
amazing.
all sorts. There's very specific ones, and there's very good psychological dramas.
It's a universe that is untapped into, which, like, when people say, like, do you watch anime, there's a lot to watch. It's not just
You
can't
should always say
pinpoint on
no,
one.
because you've never seen enough that a person who asks, have you watched anime, has.
I will start with Dragon Ball Z and then see the episode where Goku is Kakarot and be like, I totally did not see that coming.
Yeah. I felt the show slacked a little bit when Boo became Super Perfect Boo from Perfect Boo. But,
I don't even know what any of this means.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm going to start with the discussion. Before we start, a quick super chat from someone called Arjun Gupta. Arjun Gupta said, hi, Kanan, had a query. Does this also qualify as a fully middle podcast / discussion?
No, this has a beginning, middle, and end. I apologize. This is a reference to, I have a podcast that 6 people listen to. And
no, there was a no notification squad, by the way. In the
really?
Chat. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
hey,
well
all
done.
6 of them are here. Noise. They're very dedicated fans. Yeah. So the whole concept of that is that it's a fully middle podcast. There is no beginning, there is no end, because end, beginning, and then this fluff. So we start at the middle, do a fully middle podcast. We did a fully middle song, which is just the middle section of a song. We asked people for lyrics and we just use the middle parts of all the sentences they give. So it's extraordinary. Oh, Sahil is gone. Wonderful. And we're still streaming without him.
How is that possible? Are we still, wait, let me check.
Okay, because I don't have the
stream. I don't think we're
streaming. I don't know. It still says live on custom streaming service.
I have no idea.
This is
it's
wonderful.
An ad. Wait, I have to wait for the ad.
We're like branches growing without a trunk, just suspended in the air.
Oh, we're still streaming. That's weird.
What's up, guys? We've overtaken Sahil's show.
We've taken over this discussion. You're the host. I think he's going to ask you to admit him.
Oh, I'm the host? All right.
Yeah.
I'll see if someone sends an invitation. An unorthodox idea. Now, I don't know what Sahil had planned for us, but I'm going to assume it. Okay, so let's start with, I feel like we've discussed a lot about anime already. In Food Wars, would you recommend Food Wars to someone who is just coming off MasterChef?
Yes, I think I would recommend it. It's very technical. The reactions are so good. They put 1 spoon of food in their mouth and then they just fly into the air and their clothes come off. Their clothes get ripped out because they like the food so much. And I don't know, I haven't seen a better representation of
enjoying food,
ecstasy.
Yeah, that would be tough. You go to a restaurant, you gotta maintain your food orders or give everybody private food so they can enjoy food fully.
Yeah.
Oh, Saya's back. Hey, man.
Okay.
Did you have an emergency?
I'll explain. Okay, basically, I got a new system. Okay, and there's a button on the system that regulates some power or something. So I pressed the button, and it just said shutting down. And the last words that you would have heard from me were, "Oh shit! Oh shit! No!"
But actually, we didn't hear anything. You just left.
You just mysteriously.
I know.
Like a cool scene.
I know. I was like Batman. Like you were just having a discussion. You were just talking about your podcast, and I was like, poof, disappeared. But I am so sorry. I am back. To everybody else also who was watching and wondering. You know who commented? My mom. My mom commented Sahil exclamations.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, sorry, ma. Sorry, I disappointed, but I could. Let's start with the opinion. The first opinion, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to share with you guys is. Oh, great. Guys, I'm not the host of this call anymore.
Too bad, bro.
Can someone enable me to be the host if one of you would have got host privilege?
That would be Kanan. And since you've given all the power to him now.
I
feel so professional right now. Oh my God, this is professional max.
Okay, I want my iPad, so I don't know how to do it. Okay, one sec. I'm going to give it a shot. I feel like, yes, Sahil Shah. Yes, assign make host. Done. All right, beautiful. There you go.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. We shall to everybody who's watching, this didn't happen. Mind trick. You didn't see this. We continued in the conversation. Kanan was talking about the lyrics, and that's it. Continued. Blah, boof, move on. All right, let's start with the first opinion. The first opinion that I want to share with you guys is Jerry is an asshole. I feel bad for Tom.
I mean, this is not an unpopular opinion. Like, a lot of people think this. Right?
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of people feel like Jerry is manipulative.
That sounds very dark when you say Jerry is manipulative. Not like, like as a kid, I used to watch Tom and Jerry. Loved the show. And also it was, I don't know if it happened to you guys, but did your entire core belief break when you realized that cats and mice, they do get along? They don't attack each other. Like, I remember the first time I saw a mouse and the cat, it was just standing, and I'm like, oh, it's your enemy, chase your enemy. And then I realized they don't care. They don't. This rivalry was just made for television.
Are you serious? I've seen this stuff play out though.
What, actual Tom and Jerry stuff?
No, like dogs chase cats and cats chase mice.
No,
I bought into that shit. I was like, this is real life.
Well, I never had a problem with Tom and Jerry for the lack of realism. I was like, yeah, this is right. But what about us thinking and feeling children who demand an accurate portrayal of everyday life in this 1950s cartoon? Lasting memory from Tom and Jerry is there was an episode with a gumball machine, and it blew my mind. There was a gumball machine, and they're trying to put coins in it and take gumballs out. And I don't remember what happens in the episode. I think they break it and get all the gumballs. And I was just fascinated. I was like, what is this? I wanted it so badly. And I don't think I've ever had one in my full life.
A gumball machine?
Yes, a machine for sure. I meant a gumball in general.
Gumballs, used to also, there used to be another cartoon. I'll just quickly go across this thing. There was this other cartoon also that had a major gumball obsession. Jawbreakers, Ed, and Eddie, if you guys remember. Where they would have the jawbreaker where the entire lip would extend and fold over. But yeah, that's the thing. You're right in that aspect. There were so many aspirations from cartoons that you thought one day, I would have. Like, for example, I never judged the realism of Tom and Jerry that Tom would be using a rocket launcher and Jerry would be doing things like, I understood that was a cartoon. Yes, I'm not that dumb also. But I'm like, why is this cat not sitting with a rocket launcher? Totally fake. But as a kid, appreciated Jerry. How much? Like, I'm like, oh my God, Jerry is hilarious. So cute, so funny. And
as a kid, I was fully Team Jerry, right?
Yeah. But as an adult, I realized I'm Team Tom. Like, as an adult, I'm realizing, like, for something as simple as, I'm not even, as a kid, Team SpongeBob, as an adult, Team Squidward. Like, you realize there's so much more
because you start identifying with the villain.
Yeah.
You were like, oh my God, I see so much of myself in Tom now.
I do.
All those cats that rejected him when he went out.
Man,
do you remember in Tom and Jerry, none of the cats outside, all the street cats hated Tom. They never wanted to, even if he tried to go out with them, they would be really mean to him.
Yeah.
He used to get bullied.
Tom had no friends outside
Jerry
the house.
was his only friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a weird, twisted relationship because Jerry was exploiting the friendship, but to just make Tom feel worse, which makes Jerry a psychopath now that we think about it. Right?
I think there are episodes where they actually, like, Tom actually fully catches Jerry and he can eat him finally. And there's the converse episode also of where Jerry fully can, I think, kill Tom or whatever, like demolish him in some way. And they both choose not to.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is that they're just trapped in a toxic relationship.
Yo, wow.
Doomed to run around in circles forever.
Every time Tom put Jerry in his mouth, Jerry would be sad and Tom would be sad about it. But Jerry would be fake sad just to escape the situation. But Tom would actually buy it and be like, I don't want to kill my friend.
Wow. I never
There was
thought
an
it'd go all...
episode where they both punched into work. and they started chasing each other. And at the end of the day, they shook hands and they punched out and went home separately.
That's the thing, right? That's the beauty of Tom and Jerry, is that as kids we never understood some of the hidden messages. Like I saw a music video recently. So nowadays the latest trend is that you take lo-fi music and you take like cartoons and then you add a filter to the cartoon and you create a music video. So they had made a music video for with Tom and Jerry, and basically the same plot line is the same thing that Niveditha mentioned. Tom is sitting on this like this cat, right? And every time he goes to the cat with like flowers, there's a rival cat with bigger flowers. And eventually Tom works his ass off and he buys her a tiny diamond ring. And she looks at it and she's like, you know what? No, fuck you. The guy gave me a bigger diamond ring. And Tom is sitting on the tracks and he's crying. And there's like a bottle of alcohol. And Jerry also has a heartbreak. Jerry laughs at him. Then Jerry also has a heartbreak. And both of them are sitting on the tracks crying. And I'm like, how did I not see this as a kid? Why is it so painful to watch this right now as an adult? This hurts now. This hurts emotionally to see them like that.
As an adult, you realize this is propaganda by the De Beers company to inflate the value of diamonds, which actually are not worth as much as they say.
Wow.
True. Diamonds have very little value.
Yeah, Dan, these kids will never understand the value of diamonds. Let's make sure that this episode ages well, so that as adults, the few people who watch it will understand the point of it.
I get it. This is propaganda. Point taken. Tip of the hat, Tom and Jerry creators.
Tom, Jerry, friends, a lot of people message saying that they hate it. That smaller mouse that used to roam around with Jerry.
Nimble.
They hated him? What? I thought he was the most stable character in the show.
Are you mad? He was double the asshole level of Jerry.
Yeah, but that's what made him likable. That's what I liked about him.
So, okay, 1 second. Let's put this here. You mean to say you admire him because he was an asshole?
Very confidently so, yes. I mean,
Great.
that kid knew what it wanted. Like, it wasn't playing around. He was very honest about all of his feelings. He liked food, that if anybody got in the way, they were in trouble. You know, I respect that. There's a very sorted character in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, see, that's a very smart
There was no
way.
confusion.
Yeah, he wanted cheese, he got the cheese. That's it.
And he wasn't afraid of the cat. He was like, listen, nothing about you scares me. I know how emotionally damaged you are.
So manipulative when you come to think of it. If you could go back, right? If you could go back and choose, like, if you could be anyone from Tom and Jerry, who would you be? Would you be Tom? Would you be Jerry? Would you be the bulldog? Would you be the kid? Niveditha, I think I know your answer, but I'm still asking.
Oh, I don't think you know my answer.
Say it.
I'd be the... Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd be the lady in Tom and Jerry.
The one
You know,
who's
the lady who we've never seen her face. We've only seen her come in and go out. Tom's caretaker.
Yes. You'd be her for why?
I thought she was the funniest person in the show. I really did. I thought she was great. Every time she came in, everything just, she had a lot of control.
True.
Every time she walked into the house, everyone would stop what they were doing. And I just admired that.
I think they admired that. They are like, wow, there is this woman in front of me, but where is her head? Why can't I see her head? Like, I'm not even kidding. I had done this as a joke, but I used to do this as a kid. Like her, and there was this other character in Powerpuff Girls, Miss Bellum. Both of them, they would never show their heads. I would actually think that if I tilted my head, maybe I could see through the TV. And I would do that. That's how desperate I was to just see their heads. And they do, you know, they would give like a chin or like a bit of neck. I've had a fun childhood. Let's just stop here. Let's not continue anymore.
No, that's good. You wanted to give a face to the body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too vague. Everything else is there, but I want to know who is this lady who has this house where a mouse can attack a cat and there's like explosions and grenade launchers and also the amount of violence that
the lady didn't own the house. The lady was, I think she worked for the people in the house.
Oh. Oh, fascinating. Oh,
Yeah, she
man.
was the.
Those are good goals. Those are good goals. Kanan, who would you be?
Anybody with access to the gumball machine?
That's
Still on
Tom.
that. Yeah.
It was his thing.
Oh, you guys know
The
where I can
one
buy a gumball machine?
Amazon. I will check right now for
I
gumball
think they
machines.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll check right now for gumball machines, and I will
Amazon
definitely
must have one.
Done.
100%. All right, cool. I'm moving on to the next opinion. Next opinion
Hey,
is
one of my takeaways from Tom and Jerry was the
yes,
classical music. I was introduced to Western classical music because of Tom and Jerry.
yes, true.
I'd never heard any Western. The reason I recognize it is because of that show.
Tom and Jerry had a great score. They had great music. They had great, despite the fact that it's just screaming and shouting, it's great voice acting. I saw a video about the guy who used to do sound effects for all these cartoons, right? Because you have that slide now, the whoop,
They have
whoop.
full on orchestras for cartoons.
Yeah. Man, what a great. Now I feel like going back and watching, like the way he's like, he wants to go back and watch his anime. I'm like, I want to go back and watch Tom and Jerry. Deep analyze it now, just see, maybe pause and give you like a, like enter the room where all the CIA people are sitting. And I'm like, I found it. I found her face. I know who the caretaker is. I know what she looks like. And I was like, that's it. World peace achieved. We solved the biggest mystery of the world. How she looks. Like Miss Bellum, they showed her face once.
For a few years, and then he shows up in a trench coat with files. He's like, I got it, guys. I did it. What happened? Sahil, nobody's seen you in years. This is a face. Like, whose face? The lady from Tom and Jerry. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, that's how much that deserves.
Okay, next opinion. This is Nivedita's opinion. So this will be fun to discuss.
What?
And the opinion is He-Man was the worst superhero ever. What do you guys think?
I mean, why? What's wrong with He-Man? He won all the time.
I mean, but he was really boring. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing to hold you for like half an hour of that show.
Skeletor was the one that held you. Skeletor is one of the best villains.
The only thing I liked about that show was the tiger. All right. And I just watched that in the title sequence and I was satisfied. I was like, all right, I saw this tiger. Now I'm going to move on with my life because this show is boring.
You know what I found brilliant about He-Man? Like the other day, we were having a discussion about superheroes and we were discussing secret disguises, right? Like about how Superman's disguise was stupid. And now I realized He-Man's was way stupider because He-Man wore clothes and then he's like, by the power of Grayskull, and then he didn't have clothes. And that's it.
By that metal X and undies that he wore. That was a defining feature. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. It was so stupid.
I really know He-Man is about Skeletor. Skeletor is the Jerry of that show, or Tom, whatever you prefer, depending on your worldview. He's literally a skeleton. Like, what does he want? Skin? It's never explained. He's just abstract evil. And he's a blue skeleton. So, like, what happened there? There's no origin story. He never really wants anything. He just wants to create like.
Yeah, there's no depth to that show either. Like, why is He-Man in the first place? Like, do they go into that? Because I haven't watched it. Is there a backstory?
I think the sword is magic.
Yeah.
So he's a demigod?
No, it's like Excalibur, right? It just gives him a bit of powers. That's it. Like Grayskull gives him powers. That's all I know. I know that he is the keeper, like of Eternia. They tried explaining it in a bunch of movies, but they couldn't understand it. They just couldn't explain it. Apart from, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have powers. He's not a superhero per se. He just have a cool sword and this whatever you described is costume as. That's it.
He's very strong and he has cool gadgets, so he's exactly like Batman.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. He's just like Batman, except he's not interesting.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a tortured past. They should do a gritty reboot of He-Man.
He's not depressed and isn't an orphan, or is he an orphan? I don't know, but they don't go into that, do they?
They need to do Christopher Nolan's He-Man.
Oh man! Oh, that
he would never take it because Christopher Nolan knows there's nothing to get.
I mean, you'd have to invent it. The full world is there.
He-Man Begins is a movie that I would give all my money to watch, like a gritty, dark reboot of He-Man. With the Hans Zimmer music, like taka tak, and then he pulls out this. Oh man! Oh, so good.
Origin story of Skeletor.
Stop being nice and be honest about this.
You want my honesty? I love He-Man. Okay, I love He-Man because He-Man was so stupid, and all the characters were insanely stupid. But Skeletor, and Kanan's right. I love Skeletor. Skeletor.
I'll get you, He-Man. For what?
Okay. There was another cartoon with a villain like Skeletor that was so much more interesting.
G.I. Joe.
Thundercats had G.I. Joe also, but
Sorry, Cobra has the same voice.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe's. It was the same guy.
it's true. And I didn't like G.I. Joe either. I don't know what it is about these guys. These guys.
These extra manly characters. Is that what you're trying to say? Is that?
Yeah. Maybe there's just no balance in these shows.
It's like He-Man's power is testosterone. That's it. You know, like he's like,
that's
by
true.
the power of whey protein.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why it didn't appeal to me. Somebody has suggested this to me before. That it's perhaps because there's no. It's just full of testosterone.
But
They
like
told me
even
that
without
but
the,
I
even
didn't think
without
that
the sword, he was still fully muscular, right?
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying. That was like
The sword was just to remove his clothes fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His power was like Clark Kent put on spectacles, He-Man removed his clothes. And they're like, dude, this is not how it happens. You don't have to become nude every time we fight. He's like, no, come on, man. I am he. Man, that is how masculine can your name be that you are he, man. That's like, you can't get any more masculine than that.
There's no reason that he just didn't stay in that mode and kept relapsing to the clothes-wearing guy with the cowardly cat. They would always do the power of Grayskull and then become the thing and then go back. Why not just stay? If all your problems occur like this, just stay. Just
because
take
you
back the
can't have
castle.
everything.
Skeletor. You can't have everything. That's true. Yeah. I've learned something today. Even though you have it, do you have it?
No,
Thanks,
no, you
Niveditha.
don't. No, you don't.
The truth, the way, and the light.
I have to just interject over here. Can you please do that Skeletor voice again? It was so good.
I'll get you, He-Man. For a limited time only, I will read out your advertising slogans in this voice. Health insurance sounds like a good idea if you don't want to be a skeleton.
Oh,
I don't need
God.
it because I literally can't be killed. How will you kill a skeleton?
Feed it to the dogs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, that's hilarious.
Can you imagine if that's the only way to get rid of Skeletor? To bring
You have to
a
feed him to
bunch
the
of
dogs? Oh, that was going to be rough.
That is dark.
So
Where is his
so
tentacles
gruesome.
then, though? In which part of the bones?
Yeah.
How is it? Is it all together? You put a bunch of bones together and the emergent property of the bunch of bones is the identity of Skeletor? Or is he in the skull? Is he in the castle?
Or
The
is he in
castle
the
is also a
robe?
skull. Too good.
I think that's what was needed. You're right. I don't know why He-Man had a cat. He-Man just needed a dog, and that's it. The episode would have ended.
That's
in
why
day
they
one.
had a cat, because it made things
Tougher
more interesting for the boring show.
Yeah, I just remembered that Hanna-Barbera used to, which made most of the cartoons on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Much older company. So they tried to do rip-offs of all popular cartoons and start their own IPs as well. So they had their own version of Tom and Jerry called Pixie and Dixie. You remember that?
No idea.
So on Cartoon Network, there used to be a Tom and Jerry rip-off called Pixie and Dixie.
Oh,
in
damn.
which there were two mice.
Oh.
So they were like, we'll take this to the next level. You guys like one mouse? How about two mice? And the cat always used to say, I hate them mices to pieces.
Oh, and the cat was one? There was only one cat?
One cat.
Mice? Oh.
And all Hanna-Barbera cartoons, everybody had a tagline, right? So I hate them mices to pieces. And then there was Captain Caveman, who used to say, Captain Caveman.
What a guy. What a very weird character. It was a guy, and he had 3 chicks around him all the time. And I think they adored him for how he looked. And it was just perplexing.
I haven't
to
watched
watch
this
that
cartoon.
show. Yeah.
Captain Caveman?
Yeah.
You watch
No idea
Huckleberry
what
Hound?
this is.
You used to sing Oma Darlin' Clementine.
No.
Oh, you're going
What
back.
are these?
way
Did these
back.
come on Cartoon Network?
Used
Yeah,
to.
Snagglepuss. No?
Never heard of it.
Wacky Races? Wacky Races had a bunch
Oh
of
Wacky
yeah, I
Races.
watched
Wacky Races.
Wacky Races.
Cayman
Looney
was there.
Tunes stuff.
Yeah. Cayman was there.
Looney Tunes was, I loved Bugs Bunny. I mean, I loved Bugs Bunny.
Well, he's really an asshole.
Bugs was an asshole.
Really?
Like, he literally,
That
like,
was his character. That was, but I feel like that's where I started liking comedy.
They tried to show him as a as a cool sort of like irreverent Tony Stark type of asshole. But like he didn't even invent anything.
He didn't.
He just
was not
outsmarted a really dumb person.
Yeah,
So
that was his entire thing, and I admired it.
he's like, I'm over here, now I'm over there. A more relatable character is Daffy Duck, who nothing goes well for him. For everything he tries turns to shit. And I'm like, that's seems like a more human character in the show.
In the Looney Tunes universe, I never like Bugs was cool, chill. Hey, what's up, Doc? Okay, cool, got it. Daffy, yeah, sure. My favorite, Porky Pig. I love Porky Pig. Also,
That's
great name,
cute.
Porky Pig. Wow, so
wholesome.
it's a He-Man of the Looney Tunes. No effort gone in the name whatsoever.
Well, even they're all alliterations. There's Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Only Elmer Fudd comes from somewhere. Adamant.
And one second, I think
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian was a cool guy.
Droopy was cute. I like Droopy.
Come on, let's go. That's that was Droopy, right?
Yeah, that was Droopy. Yeah, the one
I'm
who's
not
like,
in the mood today.
But he would always win. He was so late. Like he seemed so lethargic all the time, but he won in life, and that's what matters.
Because his son used to work with him. It was Droopy and Dribble, right?
Yeah.
Guys, now that we are having this conversation, it's coming to mind that a lot of the cartoons we saw as kids were just stories of two people interjected in this toxic relationship. You've got Tom and Jerry, you've got He-Man's character, you've got Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, you've got Tweety and what was his name? Sylvester and Tweety. Same. It's the same toxic relationship.
That's where entertainment comes from.
That's why you need to watch Pingu and Oswald. Essentially happy relationships, and the whole thing is about a minor inconvenience, like I forgot my keys.
And what was that show about the trains?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Who? What?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was Thomas the Tank Engine. There was Bob the Builder, who people said was high. Yeah, who apparently was talking to vehicles, was completely out of his wits. Pingu was fun because if I ever had a career option, if not comedy, I would dub for Pingu.
Oh, you say that, but the Pingu language they've spent a lot of time on. They genuinely, I think, hired people who do gibberish and made them convey, like they would have an actual script for Pingu in English, and those people would convert that into gibberish.
That's so cool.
That's
actually cool.
When you asked me about cartoons and all, I was like, I don't remember anything. But coming on, I've watched way too much shit, dude.
But that's the thing, right? We all have. So don't be shy about it.
With the time.
It filled something in our childhoods.
I'm going to say something right now. And I'm so glad.
You say it, bro. Bro, you say it.
What is it?
What? Say what?
You were going to say something.
You're telling me say something. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you guys were talking. Okay, before we continue, sorry, I got distracted. I was like, ha.
Guys, go on.
I have switched off my computer midstream. Okay, my mind is all over the place right now. So let's just put it that way. Vivek super chatted saying He-Man was a Lokhandwala boy. True, Vivek, absolutely true. He is the power of whey protein.
His actual name was Hemant. And fun fact.
Skeletor was his trainer, Yeah.
He went abroad and they messed up his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Hemant. Well, in the sense.
That's so stupid. And Tathagata, thank you again for the super chat. I will cover your topic we are coming to that topic. Another opinion that I wanted to discuss, and Kanan, since you mentioned Bob the Builder specifically, and this is a topic that's very close to my heart. This is my unpopular opinion. The Hindi dubbed cartoons were way greater than the English dubbed ones.
Many of them were. I agree.
They were amazing.
Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder, yes we can. No. Bob the Builder, karke dikhayenge. Bob the Builder, ha bhai ha. Ha bhai ha. Just like we're doing it, yeah. Don't rush me. Yes we can is a very positive, proactive. Ha bhai ha is like yaar tang mat kar. Kar rahe na. Karke dikhayenge. We won't just do it. Do it and we'll show you.
It's the ideal BMC song, Karke dikhayenge. Don't worry. Ha bhai ha hoga. Don't worry. Just one thing. It will happen.
So did you guys watch it in both languages or something? Did you watch it in Hindi
So, like,
and
it used to come in
another
English in my house, and I'd just go for summer holidays to my relatives' houses, and they would come in Hindi over there. So I got both the experiences.
Ah.
There used to be a Spider-Man that came on Star Plus, and I saw that completely in Hindi, which was extraordinary.
Dude, all
Was
मेरी
this
छठी इंद्री मुझे
Spider-Man
शैतानी
of
संकेत दे
the
रही।
future or like the old Spider-Man?
Old Spider-Man, very old Spider-Man.
the 90s Spider-Man, the one which they make the memes
They
on and all.
animate
of that.
like 3 frames per
Got it,
minute.
That was the original. Yeah.
Like they could show only one swinging scene at a time because the animation budget could only cover that. So Spider-Man, shut, one swing, that's it. He's landed there. But
Move the camera like this. It's cheaper.
like I'll tell you which was a great cartoon, and a lot of people in the chat are mentioning it, and this was obviously one of my favorite. SWAT Cats in Hindi was epic.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had Bade Meow and Chote Meow. Those were the brothers, and they lived in Billa City, and it was so well thought out. The
Which is
amount of
unfortunate.
Hindi
Because
cat puns.
T-Bone and Razors are like objectively very cool names.
Yeah.
Very,
Bade Meow
very
and Chode
nice.
Meow have not been translated well. I mean, they convey the point, but they could have
These were
called them something
cartoons
cool.
that were made in the 90s, I think, and they were all very cool. At the
Yeah,
time,
they had the
like,
past master who controlled
Johnny
time.
Quest was like at the same time, and it was so good. when
Johnny
it came
Quest,
out.
Johnny Quest, it didn't matter whether it was English or Hindi, because no matter what language, you didn't know what the hell you were watching. There were a lot of episodes where I have been watching the TV like, what happened to them? Did they enter virtual? And also that really badly rendered virtual world that they tried doing at that
It was
point,
exactly like
which
Tron.
was
Yeah.
great.
I loved it.
It was
I loved
Quest
it.
World
I
they
loved
entered.
Johnny Quest.
You know what I used to do? I don't know if you guys, okay, it's a very personal thing, but so for me, Johnny Quest was just the theme song of Johnny Quest was way too good.
Yeah,
right?
it was
And
really
they had
good.
a 3D
Everybody.
maze. Okay,
Okay.
so I would do this. I would sit with my hands folded like it was a spaceship. And every episode, I would just move towards the TV like that, and then go around.
And
So
did you
Johnny
have,
Quest
like,
was a fun show.
There's nobody else in the house? What's going on, buddy?
Oddly specific memory. Let's move on. No.
No, but SWAT Cats had a really good, they had great dialogue in that show. It was super funny. They had good comebacks for everything.
Yeah.
And this guy, T-Bone, was super funny.
Yeah.
He was
T-Bone
a
was-
very funny guy on the show.
SWAT Cats had the like that was they would do that and I'm like that's right take it.
The character building in that show was very good.
Character
It
building.
really was.
What character? There was
There
no
was
character
There
building.
was so much character in their dialogue.
It's a city of cats.
One of them was definitely only sarcastic, and the other one was not. Like, that was the guy that laughed at the jokes.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
I'll tell you
Well,
another great.
like James Bond has the exact device you need for any situation. Like he just happens to have it that time. They had the exact missile for any occasion.
Yeah.
It's not really the concept of missiles though. If they have to cut through wires, they'll have the wire cutter missiles. It go like this, and their mouth opens and zzz, they cut. But like if you just fired a normal missile at it, it would also cut the wires.
You know what? They had specific missiles for everything. Okay, it's just let's just put it that way.
I mean, but all those problems would have been solved by firing an explosive missile also.
That's
Someone's like, what are the other uses for a missile? Okay, opening cans, right? We'll have a can opener missile. What else? We need oddly specific uses for missiles.
What do you want to have for dinner? Order pizza. Okay, fire the ordering pizza missile.
Okay, that's in SWAT Cats, but the Wacky Races used to have even weirder gadgets on their cars. Like all of them had, weapons on their cars.
Yeah.
They just used to, like everybody, the Addams family had one.
Were the Addams
They had
family in the
creepy
Wacky Races? Were
I
they in the Wacky Races?
feel like they were. I remember watching, or was it the Wacky Race, or was it just like a Cartoon Network mashup race or something?
No.
Because I remember
Wacky
watching
Races
it.
had a bunch of characters. If I'm not wrong, there was Space
Yeah.
Ghost, there was Captain Caveman, a bunch of characters in the entire this thing doing the races, right, per episode. So it was more or less the same plot line. They didn't have anything different. It was just crazy. Dick Dastardly was the main guy, the evil guy who wanted to win but who never won. Again, Respect.
I don't remember actually. Okay, let's
Respect.
move
Tell me,
on.
bitch, stop. Matli.
The-
Yeah.
that was my goal. Like one day I would have a dog who would just go.
It was a very breathy laugh.
Well,
My
Adult Swim has done funny versions of all these cartoons.
yeah,
now.
they have. They have.
You can watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which ran for a while.
They also did the Aqua
But
one.
where
No?
did you watch? Did
Aqua Teen
did
Hunger
it come on Cartoon Network in India? Adult Swim?
Very briefly, it used to come after 11 o'clock. That's how
I
Adult Swim
never
started.
watched it. Never watched Adult
TNT.
Swim.
I think it started from TNT after 11
No,
o'clock.
TNT used to be showing the old movies because their
Okay.
reasoning was like kids don't watch cartoons after 6 o'clock, which was
Okay.
true at the time.
Yeah.
And then after that, they just started showing Cartoon Network After Dark, which was Adult Swim.
Wow.
And they had all these great shows, home movies, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. My favorite was Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yes. Hilarious show. Hilarious
Very
show.
funny.
That's the thing, right? So like, I mean, like some of the cartoons that we saw as kids, and I'm just circling back to the topic, is that the Hindi essence is very Indian. Like even Nickelodeon, when Nickelodeon first came, I don't know if people remember when Nickelodeon came, it used to come on ZTV. So the theme song was Nickelodeon, Ab ZTV par. That's what the entire. I'm like, yeah, woo! And then Pogo, and I've had so much time watching these. Like I used to watch The Mask, the Hindi version of The Mask. Have you seen that?
Jackass.
Rock Sakoto,
Really?
Rocklo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody stopped me was Rok Sakoto Roklo. Smoking was Chakas. And his name was Sachin Subnis. It looks like I'm blowing your mind right now. You're like, wait, I didn't know a world like this existed.
Yeah, I've never watched the Hindi versions. It used to come in Tamil in some of the cities here in Tamil Nadu, but I don't think I got the chance to watch them.
You've seen any Tamil version of a cartoon by any chance?
I've watched Tamil version of movies.
Of like
all the East Asian movies used to come in Tamil. I used to watch all of them in Tamil. All the Jackie Chan movies I watched in Tamil.
That I can understand. But
not cartoons because did I? I don't. If I did, I don't remember. But yeah, I've never watched it in Hindi, and that's very.
It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind because the thing is, when you do it in Hindi, you have to really Indianize it, right? So you go into these territories of really Indian things, like chole kulche and all that. Like you say those typical words that Indian audience associates with, and then you're changing the name Sachin Sabnis, Bade Miao, Chote Miao, like he said, Chakas. It's a different world altogether, and it works for certain cartoons. It doesn't work for all.
But did you guys laugh at it ironically?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I enjoyed it very sincerely.
Yeah, I genuinely used to enjoy these cartoons. I was like, oh, this is too much fun. I love it. Hey, man, we grew up in a simpler time. What came on TV?
No, because a lot of people watch shows and movies in their regional language to laugh at how absurd it sounds. So I wanted to clarify because when I was watching the East Asian movies in Tamil, I genuinely liked them in Tamil. I didn't. Yeah. I wasn't enjoying them ironically. I genuinely enjoyed them.
That was before when we were less nihilistic and could just appreciate things for what they were instead of looking them for humor.
You guys have any other Hindi dub cartoons that you would like to discuss? Chat, do you have any other Hindi dub cartoons that you would like us to discuss? Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Kaha Chala Tu. Yeah, see, that's a genius.
I didn't do that.
That's the genius. It's not Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Kaha Chala Tu. Like, where are you going, buddy? You're a dog. What are you doing with your life? Where are you going? Oh, God. Courage the Cowardly Dog, people are mentioning, but Courage was the same thing. I don't think they changed anything in that.
I think they just, but are they talking about Courage in Hindi or just like how awesome it was? It's a horror show.
See, if we are discussing that, then might as well we'll just quickly move to the next one, which is, and I'm very proud of my presentation. Would you rather Scooby-Doo or Courage the Cowardly Dog? If you get a chance to adopt one of them, who would you go for?
Oh, Courage for sure. Man, that guy's so intelligent.
Yeah, I feel like he would take care of stuff around the house. He was always like making the people he lived with like avoid death. What is it? Eustace and Muriel.
Eustace and Muriel.
And it was a really strange, upsetting show.
Oh, it was so dark though. Like even the character, the old man was just.
This one episode stands out in my memory about a barber who used to I don't know what was the take
I
on Sweeney
remember
Todd.
that.
That was the first episode. That was the yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yes, it was
So creepy.
Everything would end with maybe nice or maybe naughty, and then he would smile, and I'm like, I don't get it. And I'm going to say something right now. As a kid, I have cried while watching Courage the Cowardly Dog.
A lot of kids have cried. I know a lot of people who were not scared of horror movies, but Courage the Cowardly Dog creeped them out.
No, I've not cried out of fear. There was one episode of Courage where there is an ugly guy who comes to, okay, please don't overanalyze this, okay? But there is an ugly guy who comes to stay at Muriel and Eustace's house, and they keep on ignoring him. And then eventually there's a threat and he saves them and they tell him to get lost, and he's walking away and Courage is crying. And I'm like, why are they so mean to him? He's so nice.
Wait, did Courage get along with this guy?
Yeah, it was a nice episode. He wasn't an evil guy. He was just ugly. That's the whole plot.
Deep sea.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Courage, I would take Courage because Courage would had a printer. He had a scanner. He had that computer where he would type in all the data and the computer would scan everything he put. He was smart. He would take care of the people.
Yeah, but it's disturbing. See, this is worse than horror because this is like, this is so close to the real world. I think that's why it was so disturbing because all these kids watching it were like, oh my God, I've experienced this. Or this could happen.
I told you don't overanalyze it. I told you don't overanalyze it.
No, but that's what Courage was. It was, they took real issues sometimes.
Scooby-Doo was also fun. I wouldn't say Scooby-Doo wasn't fun. I just thought that it was pretty stupid to have, like, the thing is, after a point they realized Scooby could talk, so they then made Scooby say everything, and I'm like, that's not how it is. Dogs don't talk, hyper realistic. Again,
Scooby-Doo was fun for how silly it was. It was a nice and silly show that you could just watch. And
my sister and I used to watch it, and then we worked out after we saw enough episodes that the ghost is always the first person they meet in the episode.
Yeah.
Every single time.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Or the one that was helping them all along.
Yeah. And I would have got away with it if it weren't for you dastardly kids. What a great
meddling
line.
kids.
Sometimes you would say dastardly. Didn't they ever say dastardly? Maybe I've seen a different version of Scooby-Doo, Niveditha.
I'm pretty sure it was meddling kids. If it weren't for you meddling, it's
so we've decided Courage. Courage over Scooby.
I said Courage.
Kanan,
Yeah,
Courage.
I'll also go with Courage.
All right, Team Courage. Chat, please let me know if you're Team Courage or Team Scooby. If you got a chance to adopt any one of them, who would you go for? I would go for Courage because I have a dog who's extremely scared of things right now. And I wear a mask. And if I wear a mask, he shits his pants. And then I realize, holy hell, I am becoming Eustace. I'm becoming the guy who wears one, booga, 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 and then he runs. And I'm like, yeah, now I understand. Now I associate. Okay, last few opinions. Shall we do the last few? If do you guys have to go anyway? Shall we do last few opinions? Awesome. Last few opinions are, okay. I love how we started off thinking that this would be a fun chat, and it got super emotional and philosophical. And I would love to continue, branching into the fun part. But why not? Let's shift things up and go back to the emotional stuff. Mojo Jojo was not evil. He was just unloved and lonely.
I actually don't remember what his plans used to be.
Oh, forget his plans. They explained his birth story. So I'll tell you what happened.
His birth story was awful.
Yeah.
He was just a super smart monkey who had no parallel. And he couldn't find any company.
And he loved Professor X dearly. He loved Professor Utonium. I think that was his name. He loved him dearly. And when the professor found the girls, the professor let go of him because he's like, I don't have use for you. You're a smart monkey. Big deal. I prefer the girls. So most of his evil plans are not him being evil, but just sort of seeking attention from the professor, which he got in one episode and almost teared up. I've watched too much Powerpuff. Yeah, sorry.
No, but I remember it was because of who he was that he wasn't as scary. No one was scared of Mojo Jojo, or no one even thought he was a villain. He was just another character in Powerpuff Girls. I don't think anybody looked at Mojo Jojo and went, "Oh, that guy's a villain of the show."
Yeah, but because he was like the Delhi guy now, who's like, "Hi, myself, Mojo." Like every time he's like, "I am Mojo Jojo." We are like, "Yeah, we got it." But we got it. You don't have to say this every time you meet us. You can just say hi and we'll get along with it. You don't have to say it. He was a great character. He just wanted love. That's all. I think Wow, my God, I'm going into like all cartoons are getting deeper and deeper right now.
All
So that's
cartoons
what they
have
teach
deep
you about a
storylines.
good villain. That the hero and the villain have essentially the same story. They're exactly the same, except they reach a crossroads where the hero chooses good and the villain chooses evil. And so
Yeah.
there's always a moment in movies where they say, "You're not so different, you and I."
Yeah.
And Mojo Jojo could have been the Powerpuff Girls, but he was
Pretty much.
discarded by his primary caregiver, and now he has become evil.
Wow. The Powerpuff Girls had some amazing villains though, despite Mojo. Amazing.
Him,
Him
That's-
was the best.
That's
the Amoeba
rare.
Boys. What was that?
Those guys were funny. Those guys were really funny.
Amoeba Boys was so random.
They were
So
walking on
random,
the
but
grass
so
when it
fun.
wasn't allowed. They're like, "Yeah, we're evil now."
They used to have there was also fuzzy lumpkins. There was that fuzzy guy, if you remember, the bear guy. Amoeba Boys were great. Amoeba Boys were great. Him was a guy who, as a kid, I used to enjoy, but as an adult, what was that character?
I don't even remember it, but I just remember that in one episode they moved to, like, they're so tired of the small crimes in Townsville that they were like, we need to scale up, so they go to the town of Citiesville, where
So
where
smart.
people are just annoyed by their saving. So they cause a lot of property damage, obviously, in saving Townsville. And so they destroy a lot of buildings. And people are like, you can't destroy public property. So in a way, the response they got from the public far preceded Avengers Civil War. So, Avengers Civil War is a tired rehash of the Powerpuff Girls, is the
That's
hot
true.
take from this episode.
That's true. Maybe Thanos was just Mojo Jojo. Thanos was just like dropped away at birth, and that's why he wants revenge. Maybe that's the deeper meaning that we are coming to think about it. I think any superhero who's created because you are mixing sugar, spice, everything nice, and you mixed in magical ingredient should not be counted as a super. Firstly, he should not be counted as a. It's how do you explain that to someone?
Sorry?
Like, oh, these lovely girls of yours, are they your daughters? Ah, I made them in my basement with.
But weren't they like celebrities and everybody knew how they were born?
Yeah, but it's still very
It
weird.
wasn't the papers. So the scientists did this thing.
It's still very weird. There's a theory, by the way,
They
that
advertised it. Yeah. go
the
ahead.
professor after the Powerpuff Girls died became Samurai Jack. That's the theory that goes around. That he became a samurai. Anyways, we are going into full nerdy territory over there. Do you have any other famous Powerpuff villain that you like and appreciate?
Him is my favorite.
Yeah, I know it's your display picture also. I've
It
never
is my
met
display
anyone who
picture.
has a Powerpuff Girls display picture.
Oh no, I've seen some people who have the Powerpuff Girls as their, one of them as their display pictures.
Him had that entire another. Yeah, Powerpuff. And it would like freak me out.
It was very scary.
All right, cool.
There's a documentary on YouTube about how they made the Powerpuff Girls, and it's very good.
How they made the Powerpuff Girls? I'll check it out. What's the name?
I thought it was sugar, spice, and everything nice, and the chemical eggs.
No,
right?
no, okay. How they created the show and very interesting stories.
All right, cool. We're going to go to the last
The next
topic.
one.
The last topic is very simple. Before we go, quick super chat. Darvinder Kocha said, huge fan of Kanan and Sahil. Thank you so much, Darvinder.
Wow.
And
By
sorry,
exclusion.
sorry, Niveditha.
You
sorry.
could have said huge fan of you all, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Darvinder, you did that. You should.
He's being
As a comedian,
honest.
you have to learn.
I appreciate.
And greetings and Tathagata, thank you again. We will those are different shows to cover right now. Okay, last one. Okay, we're going to go quick. We're going to go into a quick territory of overrated and underrated, and we are just going to do a quick this thing. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Overrated, underrated. I'm going to read out the cartoons. You guys tell me. Rick and Morty. Overrated, underrated.
Rated appropriately.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's just fine. Lots of people like it. Very good show. That's fine. It's a
Some
good
people
1:1.
don't like it.
Yeah.
I think Rick and Morty, great show. Rick and Morty fans, not so much. Let's just put it that way. Because they're too...
I mean, fans have no bearing on the show. The show is the same.
yeah, but it's
Don't
the
talk to
culture.
anybody about it. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So Rick and Morty. Okay. Next one. We will move. SpongeBob.
Again, appropriately rated. It's a great
Yeah.
show. Everyone loves it. And it's had a second life again on the internet, which is awesome. My friends and I used to watch SpongeBob like when we were 15, 16 and like discuss it excitedly at school, like way past the age group where it's made for. But it's so funny. It's such a funny show. One particular joke, they say in one episode, SpongeBob tells Patrick that you'll get 40 lashes. He's like, oh no, 40 lashes. And they do a hand-drawn close-up of his eye with 40 and it's just the kind of high-quality jokes that I was in for.
SpongeBob humor was so stupid. Like he tells Patrick something and like, Patrick, were you living under a rock? And then the rock comes up and there's Patrick below it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's straight to the point, direct, stupid humor.
It was nice cutaway gags before we saw it properly in any of the sitcoms, which is like, what is the capybara at 3 o'clock in the morning? And then they cut away quickly to Patrick who's like, hello? 3 o'clock in the morning, he sets an alarm and he wakes up. So SpongeBob and gang live in Bikini Bottom, which I think is a reference to Bikini Atoll,
Yes.
which is where the US conducted nuclear tests. So all of them are supposed to be a product of radiation poisoning.
Mutated. Yeah, that's again, every cartoon has a dark theory and I think we are going into some really dark theories, but yeah, they're all mutated forms of sea animals. That's why it's also weird that they drink water underwater. They can smoke underwater. It's a radiated world that has been created. I think it's underrated. I really think, even despite the fame it still has, it is underrated. It is a show that a lot of people should watch.
Extraordinary. Very good.
What do you
Man,
think?
Barnacle Boy. Very good. Yeah, if you say it's underrated. Yeah, but I don't know anybody who doesn't love it. So I would say appropriately rated again.
Niveditha?
I never watched SpongeBob that much.
You gotta, man. You gotta.
You have
You watch
to.
it even now. Still enjoyable.
Yeah, I probably will. But I mean, because I didn't watch it, I didn't get on it.
Oh.
It's not something I can come under peer pressure to watch now.
But you should. You should. How are you not? You should. But yeah, it's fine. There's
I watched Hey Arnold. That I think they both used to come on Nickelodeon at the time.
with the football-shaped head.
Football head, yeah. And I really liked. I was emotionally invested in Hey Arnold.
Amen. Helga's love story, right?
God, I love Helga. Helga, what a great character.
I think we are
So
associating
complex. So complex.
a lot more with the ugly, unloved characters who have so much more to offer than the smart, cute, handsome ones.
But
This is
actually,
like,
It will
Helga,
prepare you for life.
I,
You never get to be SpongeBob. You end up working for Mr. Krabs. That's what happens.
Mhm.
Someone obsessed with money.
yeah. Like again, Plankton, underrated. Sorry, I'm going into very deep territory, but I think a lot of these people have much bigger ulterior motives in life that we just used to laugh at. But when you come to think about it, it gets much, much, much deeper. Much. Yeah, Nivedita's like, yeah, okay, cool. I got it. I will watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, next, fast. Come on, let's do it.
Pokemon.
Hmm.
Yes, no, underrated, overrated.
it's hard to tell.
What are
anymore.
people saying about Pokemon? It's just-
Yeah.
But Pokemon is just, it's mindless. It's the same shit every episode. It's the same this thing and then slavery for the animals. So I would say, yeah, it's a bit now. Okay, cool. I got it. Done. Get it over with.
I can't say
Finish
it was
off.
overrated because I never bothered to watch it. If it was overrated, I would have been forced to watch it at some point.
I used to watch the cartoon. I used to watch the movies. I used to rip the VCDs and watch them again on my computer. I used to collect the Pokemon cards.
Wow.
Okay, cool. So I got your answer. Thank you. I don't need that. And I got Nivedita.
Appropriately rated.
I had the full Dark Charizard family. I had Rocket Charmander, Dark Charmeleon, Dark Charizard, and one guy in school stole it. And I still hate you, man. I still
Oh,
hate you. You took it.
man. Yeah, nowadays there are YouTube channels unboxing Pokemon cards for money. I'm like, you know what? I don't know why I didn't keep my cards. I don't know why I sold them off.
Yeah, I
had
think
silver
my
one.
mom threw them at some point, but I'm glad. I would not like I was going to sell them. It's fine. I never played Pokemon Go. Yeah, I left that. I left that Pokemon life. I'm not about that Pokemon life. You know, I used to be super into Pokemon, but then I was in recovery for a few years. And
2 years
now-
ago, when Pokemon came out, I sat in a car with my friends and we drove around the city of Mumbai to such an extent, going all the way to Shivaji Park in Dadar to catch Bulbasaur. So
Don't you live close to Shivaji Park?
no, I do. So we drove around in circles
Okay. We drove about 3 kilometers.
to catch a Bulbasaur. It was very important. Okay, last two shows. South Park.
South Park doesn't get enough love, I feel.
Yeah,
One of the best shows ever.
I think South Park was only one on the list that is underrated.
Yeah.
I think it's because a lot of people don't bother to watch it from.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch it to get pop culture information. If something has happened in the world, South Park has put it in their episodes and they've spoken about it, and I want to know what they say about it.
Yeah.
So
It's
I haven't
consistently
watched
the
South
best
Park.
satire for I don't know how many years.
It's the best news
I started
channel out
watching
there.
it since 8th standard. It was a long time. Yeah. It's super. There's also a documentary called 6 Days to Air about how they make South Park episodes. They make each episode in 6 days, which is phenomenal.
Wow. Okay, I'll check it out. And the last one.
Hmm.
Chota Bheem.
Never watched it. Don't know.
Doesn't get enough appreciation, I feel.
Okay, then.
Genius is
You know-
never recognized in its time.
I
You know
can't
what's-
tell.
The title theme of Chota Bheem is Chota Bheem, Chota Bheem, Chota Bheem. That's it. They were like, you know what? Like, that's it. Let's just be blatant as possible. And that's the problem. Indian cartoons are just Chota Bheem. I wish.
You know, I think if you
I mean,
don't give.
Spider-Man is also Spider-Man. So
yeah. That's
So
also
there's
true.
something else to it, isn't there?
it does
your-
whatever a spider can. Yeah,
something
yeah.
about. Oh yeah.
Do you guys?
But I think if you don't have a good title song to your show, it will affect the ratings of that show.
They should also clarify in Spider-Man, like he does whatever a spider can, but he also does whatever a human can. Like if he just did whatever a
Isn't it
spider
like
can.
friendly neighborhood
He would just be a
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Isn't he the friendly neighborhood guy? Isn't
Yeah,
that
he
what
is.
it's
Yeah,
about?
Yes.
And as Kanan said, he does whatever a spider can and a human
Along,
can.
along with.
Let's just clarify that. Do you guys have any other cartoons that you would like to quickly add to this list?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, hell yeah. Underrated.
Underrated. I think it's underrated.
It's highly underrated. Like 4 turtles who eat pizza, done. You have my money. Take it. It's sold.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's underrated. Like it was popular internationally. I think it wasn't big in Asia.
India. Yeah. What about you, Kanan?
I'm trying to think. I used to really like this cartoon called Top Cat, but I don't know.
Oh,
if
I
I would
love
like it.
Top Cat. Great cartoon.
Top Cat, the policemen, they had their legs sideways like that when they would stand. And I have practiced since a kid to make my legs stand like that. So I would just like to, I would like to tell you it's one of my proudest life skills that I can stand straight and spread my legs sideways. So I would just
Wow.
like to tell you on that.
We need a full dedicated stream.
Oh man, this is amazing. All right, that's
Leg
the.
reveal.
I'm going to end the stream over here. If you guys have any final words to say, any cartoons to recommend, go for it. Otherwise, I'll give my final. Okay, bye-bye.
Are you asking us or are you
Yeah, I'm
asking
asking you
Our
guys.
final words.
Okay, one last thing I'd like to say before we end the stream is that I feel like the Planeteers are not good at their job. And the whole thing was a waste of time because global warming is still happening. So where Planeteers? Don't see them these days. Huh? Convenient. But we need you the most. No Captain Planet, no Planeteers. Bye-bye. They went. They all got yachts and they retired. They lived somewhere.
We the Planeteers. We can. That's too much damage to fix. Fuck that. Screw it. Yeah, let's not. Like Captain Planet, stupidest superhero ever. We had discussed it also in the previous stream. Absolutely pointless. Serves no purpose whatsoever. And the
But
Planeteers.
no, he's a great superhero. The
Yeah, I
Planeteers
like
are
Captain
stupid.
Planet. I'm very offended that you
always-
said that.
They always try to solve the problem. They always fail. And then they call Captain Planet. Yo, call Captain Planet first. Let him do it. And then go on with your lives.
And then he disappears after his job is done.
He goes back into the rings. That's where he lives.
That's what sucks. His parts of his soul get sucked out into the rings. That's such a terrible existence that he's just waiting for pollution to happen so he can come alive again.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like,
College Humor, someone did a gritty reboot of Captain Planet.
Yeah. Don Cheadle is Captain Planet, right? And he's throwing trash at people. I like, pick it up, motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, that's it.
That's what we need.
I think Captain Planet was just a huge PSA.
was.
It never
engineered as
didn't
such.
continue. I think they should have a reboot. Was it Leonardo DiCaprio going to play Captain Planet in a movie or something?
What?
They
Are you
said that. Yeah,
crazy?
they said that. Yeah.
He's too good looking for that. Captain Planet was he had a mullet. He had that blue hair, the ugliest costume I've ever seen any superhero wear.
Green hair. He had green hair. and
Green
blue
hair.
skin.
Oh man. Yeah, no. That would be like
Power is yours. Then what we call you for? Huh? It's not, is it? Don't be condescending. Kill the villain.
Who would you be? Earth, fire, wind, water, air, heart.
Fire was the coolest. There's no debate. Heart was the lamest. Fire was the coolest. Everything else is also cool.
Yeah. Niveditha?
Yeah, all of them except heart.
Yeah, except heart. Oh, I can talk to dolphins in a one-way sort of way. Like they don't say anything back. Okay.
Unless they were like,
Yeah.
very, very dangerous animals around. But I mean,
At which point I
that
need
was
everyone
rare.
else and Captain Planet, guys. Please, I can't do this by myself. Oh man, it was a fun show. I would want a reboot. I think Captain Planet reboot, yes. And what was the other gritty reboot we have been trying to pitch
He-Man.
for? The He-Man gritty reboot. So
Oh,
if anyone's watching, anyone's interested, I'm willing to script it out. I have a lot of childhood memories. I would love to script a gritty reboot of Captain Planet and He-Man. Please get
I would be
in touch.
willing to play Hemant or Captain Planet. Hit me up. Anuva trainer.
Hemant would be hilarious. By the power of IT, I am Hemant.
Hemant.
All right, cool. We'll end it over here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being part of this fantastic, fun, chill, cartoon-based chat. Do you guys have any shout-outs to anything you would like to say to all the people watching?
Live your best lives.
No, as in things that you're working on, things that you would like people to
no, I'm not working on anything. Please don't follow me for anything right now. I'm not gonna do anything.
I'll put Niveditha's and Kanan's Instagram.
Like this video.
in the chat. Yeah.
If you've liked it already, click like again so it becomes unselected. And
Yeah, please subscribe
click
to
like a third
Sahil's
time.
channel.
Yeah, subscribe to this channel, subscribe
And
to everybody's
like the
channel,
video.
and listen to No Notifications podcast.
And even if you didn't come here for me, say you came here for me.
Yeah, okay, do that. Let's do that. Definitely, let's do that. So
Yes,
on
just
that
for the sake
note,
of it.
thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this chat. Thank you to everybody who saw the chat, everybody who super chatted, and shout out to the mods. And I shall see you all very, very soon. Like the video, subscribe, join my Discord. And till next time, till we discuss cartoons again, I'll see you. Bye.